Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I should discuss something that many of you guys have found very challenging when you go for your interviews, and sometimes people have asked me questions regarding how confusing that can be, and that is regarding quality management system. But before we continue, my name is Dr. Emmanuel Ogbodo. I'm a biomedical scientist and I'm also a lecturer in biomedical science here in the United Kingdom. So yeah, let's get into this. One of the things I really want every one of us to know is that when you talk about quality management system, is a broad subject, okay? So I have got a questions from a number of you guys asking me what is the difference. When you talk about quality control, you're talking about standard. When you talk about quality assurance, you're talking about standard. When you talk about internal quality control, you're talking about standard. When you talk about external quality control, you're talking about standard. So the confusion is what is the difference? So, and I have tried to also let us know what the differences are. But what I want you to know that quality management system is a broad topic. In most cases, it's not even a topic that you can be able to answer in full when you go for interview. You just need to find a way to pick the vital information and give example where appropriate. So let me explain what I mean. I want to just give us a gist around quality control. Okay, everything you do in life is quality management system. Yes, but it doesn't matter the sector you are working. Whether you are working in health sectors, whether you are working in educational sectors, whether you are working in government sector, every activities that goes on in those sectors is to ensure that something happens. And those activities want to make sure that their policies are maintained. Those activities is to make sure that the values, the plans, the strategies of that organization is maintained. Now, the strategies of the organization, the plans of the organization, the policy, even in our individual lives, the plan that you make, when you set a goal, that goal you are setting is a standard. When you plan yourself on what to do every day, you are setting a standard. When you the activities that now goes on, all your strategies, the network, the structure you put in place to make sure that your plan comes true, to make sure that your strategy is fulfilled, to make sure that your policies are maintained. That is quality management system. Why did I say this way? Because when we talk about quality management system, it's not just in pathology laboratory. Quality management system is seen everywhere. It's seen in your house. It's seen in everything you do. It's seen in your driving. It's seen in everything that you do. Even in your training your children. Quality management system is seen there. So one of the things that get people confused is what I really want to explain. I had already explained that in the past, when I was making video on quality management system, or quality control rather. What I will say is we need to break these three words. So we have quality, we have management, then we have system. If we can break it, you see how everything is all about quality management system. The video I'm making is about quality management system. So if I make this video and there is something I don't like, I remove it. That means that thing does not maintain the standard. Of course, if it is something I can control. Now, if I want it to maintain standard, there are some things I need to regulate even before I make the video. Okay? So everything that you do, when you go to shop, everything that you want to buy, you plan them. That's quality. Okay? So now let's break the word. When you talk about quality, you are talking about standard. Something you look up to, the way something should be done, the expectation. That is quality. The desired outcome is a quality. So the standard talks about quality. Now when you say management, what is management? To manage means to regulate, to control. Okay, so when you manage something, you are controlling it. Think about your personal life. You manage everything about you. You manage your finances, the things you spend money on, you regulate it. That is management. So management talks about regulation. controlling. That is management. So I've already said that quality means standard, the desired outcome. Now, what is a system? Now, obviously, this can be seen in many things, but I'm taking my time to explain it because of the confusions around it. Because at the end, I'm going to tell you how you can be able to answer questions when they say, what is quality management system? But before we get into that, let me continue. So what is a system? Of course, this video it seems as if it's centered to biomedical scientists. So you will understand when you talk about the system of your body. You say you have digestive system, you have excretory system, you have reproductive system. Anytime you say there is a system, that means there is networking. There's a structure. There are interconnection. Let me go a little bit basic in biology. So you say a cell is a single unit of an organism. So when you see a human being, that human being is made up of different single units, that is cells. A single unit of an organism. Now, in your basic biology, you say when that single unit, which are cells, come together, they form a tissue. You see it now? And when the tissues come together, they form what? Organs. And when the organs comes together, then you have your system. So meaning that when you talk about system, there are structures that build up to that system. There are networking, there are working together that ensure that entire system is maintained. Therefore, when you say system, you are looking at interconnection. You are looking at networking. You are looking at a structure. So that is that if you now understand what quality means, which is standard, you're looking at regulation, which is management, then you now look at the connection, the framework that can support that management or that standard. That is called quality management system. Now, if you've understood this, let me go a little bit, because I really want this confusion. I really want to take care of this confusion, okay? Now, what it means is that everything we do is quality management system. What it means is that even when you apply for a job, you want to sell yourself in such a way that the people that should employ you or that should shortlist you for interview, you want to present yourself as a person that meets up with their requirement. And that their requirement is their standard, is their quality management system. What it means is that when you run your quality control, is a quality management system. Because that standard is part of maintaining standard. When you do audits, whether internal or external audit, is a quality management system. Because it contributes, it gives information of whether you are maintaining standard. When you do external quality control, it's the same thing. When it comes to hiring staff, the strategies put in place before a staff can be hired, they are all quality management systems. The equipment you use in the laboratory to ensure that the result is given, or in any other organization as the case may be, they are all part of quality management system. How a staff should conduct himself in that organization, okay? The rules and regulations guiding that organization is quality management system. Are you following? Okay? So everything that goes on that you do, even the cleaner cleaning the environment, when the cleaner clean the environment, they are all part of quality management system. There are reasons why those things are there. When your competencies are assigned, it's part of quality management system. When you are being trained, it's part of quality management system. When you go through maybe meetings, internal meetings, or you attend conferences, or including things like your CPD, these are part of quality management system. What am I trying to say? Is that everything about all the activities going on in pathology laboratory or going on in any organization is about quality management system. And that was why I started by telling you what quality means, what management means, and now what system means. This would then explain why, if you want to define quality control, you want to define audit, you want to define anything you want to define in pathology laboratory, you can't get it wrong by saying is a form of quality management system. So meaning you can start by defining your quality control as is a quality control can be defined as form of quality management system that you can go ahead. Audit is a form of quality management system that you can go ahead. Everything that you define, okay? Especially let's say in things like blood bank, we have a lot of guidelines in all we do. Those guidelines are form of quality management system. I hope I've been able to make this very clear. So what it means is that don't think it's confusing that when you define everything around quality management system, it has to do with maintaining standard, because that is the center focus of quality management system. So in quality management system, everything you do is to maintain standard. Therefore, don't be confused that when you define internal quality control, external quality control, auditing, internal audit, external audit, everything around that area, everything around it, even in your laboratory information management system, everything that you do, validation of results, don't be surprised that everything around it, don't be surprised that everything around all the activities in the laboratory or around this quality management system talk about maintaining standard. It does that because that is the center of quality management system. Now, let me go a little bit further, because in the end, I want to define quality management system, and I want to tell you how you can be able to actually, go about it when such a question arises, when you go for interview. Before we define quality management system, it is important we know the 12 essentials of quality management. There are 12 essentials. What it means that quality management is so broad that it was subdivided into 12. So you have something like organization. How is the organization run? That is quality management system. You have something like assessment. The way even the member of staff are being assessed or the organization is being assessed. That is quality management system. You have equipment. The type of equipment that you use to run whatever thing you are doing, quality management system. You have personnel, the type of staff you have, quality management system. Information management, like the IT, everything regulating around this to make sure that standard is maintained, again, quality management system. Purchasing and inventory, the things you buy, okay, you take a stock, quality management system. Let me even say a little bit about this. So imagine that you've ordered something and you're using it. The part of quality management system is to know what you have ordered. Is it as required? Okay? And even when you start using it, are you aware when it's going to finish? Because if you are not aware when it's finishing to order another one, you might put yourself in a state where that standard can be compromised. Okay? Anyway, I was just talking about purchasing and inventory. Okay? Process control. The way we control the processes that goes on to regulate every step, every phases of the activity that goes on in that organization, obviously, pathology laboratory as well. Facility and safety. So you talk about the environment. How is it? Is it safety? Is where you are working? Does it maintain standard of safety? Okay, like in terms of ventilation, making sure that nothing really interferes with what you are doing. So these are all part of quality management system. Customer service, the way the customers are looked after. On this occasion, like the patients, the way we deal with the patient, are they satisfied? Are they not satisfied? All of those things are quality management system. Okay? There's also another aspect that has to do with process improvement. So even when you have done something, you have validated the process, it can maintain standard, and you have checked it, and you find out that everything is okay. You can still go back based on the feedback, and you can look at that process and see the area that you can improve on. For example, you buy something from the market or from the shop or from wherever you shop around. They will tell you, can they get a feedback? That feedback is to help them to improve. It's a form of quality management system. Occurrence management. So that is also, of course, where the management occurrence comes in. Now, the point I want to make is this. I'm not sure if I've been able to go through all the 12 essential. All the 12 essential of quality management system, all of them are sub-parts that form the network that ensure that the quality is maintained in any organization, obviously including pathology laboratory. So now let's define quality management system. Okay? Quality management system can be defined as a network or a structure or a coordination activities or processes, okay, that help to direct, regulate, control organization regard to quality. That is as simple as it can be. Now, by the way, if you also want to define quality management system, after what I've said, it will mean the same thing. For example, we all can have different definition for the fact that in that your definition, you are talking about a network that regulate and ensure that an organization maintain a prescribed standard or requirement. That is quality management system. You see it now? So in any form you want to define it, that is what quality management system means. Okay, that is why the purpose of quality management system is to provide a network, to provide a structure, to provide a framework on how activities can be carried out in the organization, like pathology laboratory, to ensure that standard is maintained. I think I've been able to explain the quality management system very well. Now, let me now tell you how you should be able to answer that question. You've gone for an interview. They've asked you. Now, by the way I will go about it might go different from my previous definition of quality management system, but it's going to mean the same thing. Don't worry, okay? Because when we define these things, we are not, it's not a one-way thing. It's the meaning. Once you understand the meaning, you can put it in your own words, okay? So you go for an interview. They've asked you, what is quality management system? First of all, first of all, I'm going to tell you what to think about. Because it's broad, are you getting me? It is important that you know that you cannot be able to answer it broadly, but give example where appropriate. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, let's see it this way. They've asked you, what is quality management system? You can say, quality management system is a vital aspect of pathology laboratory. Obviously, this also applies in every organization, okay? So, it's a vital aspect of pathology laboratory because this is one of the ways, or this is the ways to ensure that the laboratory maintain conformance, maintain standard as prescribed by ISO laboratory standard. Therefore, quality management system is a network or a structure that regulate and direct an organization towards, standard, towards quality or as regard to quality. This system has 12 essentials which include. Now, at this point, you may not be able to remember all the essentials. Don't worry about it. Just mention few. So this includes personnel, equipment, assessment, information management, process improvement, and so on. So just mention as much as you can mention. You can say, therefore, these essentials contribute a different part of quality management system that ensure that standard is maintained. You can say, for example, in the case of personnel, then you can give example on how personnel contribute to that. Where you talk about the qualification of the people you hire, as the case may be, the standard of making sure that anyone that is hired understand what the organization represent or what expected of the organization. Are they qualified and all of that? You can talk about for example, equipment. You cannot talk about how we make sure that the equipment that we use is as we maintain standard, we validate it and all of that. So you can give example of anything around that area. If you say information management system, you can give example on how the IT can contribute to the standard. Does that make sense? So if you want to define that when you go for interview, don't get too confused. Just say quality management system can be defined as, you can give the definition. You can now say, mention the importance of it, okay? Mention the fact that everything that we do in the laboratory is a network that ensures that quality management system is maintained, okay? So once you've done that, you can now mention the 12 essentials. Don't try to remember all of them if you can't. Remember as many as you can. Say 12 essentials of quality management system include, you can name them. Then you can say, for example, you then give few examples of all of that. Then you can even say, for example, when you do your internal quality control, when you do external quality control like NEQUAS, UCAS accreditation, the auditing, these are all forms of quality management system. The labeling policy, okay, the identifier policies, all the guidelines, guiding the pathology laboratory or any organization is to make sure that the quality management system is maintained, which you can also see as generally is to make sure that the standard is maintained. Quality management system is all about standard, irrespective of any angle you look at it, which is where the essential quality management system comes in. I hope I've been able to make this very clear. I took my time to explain this because I want us to understand what quality management system is talking about or means. So you don't need to take this long in explaining it. Just 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you should be able to explain it. Say what quality management system said, mention how vital it is, okay, how important it is to the ISO laboratory, to the UCAS, give example of the 12 essentials, of course, give a practical example of how 12 essentials can contribute to quality management system. Like I've said, you don't need to remember all the 12 essentials. Just make sure you know the the essentials, the ones you can remember, then give example using those ones you can remember. I hope I've been able to explain this, very well for you. If you do have any question, let me know in the comment section. But otherwise, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best. Please, can I ask you to like, share, and subscribe? All the best. Bye-bye.